What is up, everybody? It is Wick here. I've been getting a lot of requests to do a video about packing, the supplies I use. So I'm going to try to do that today. Now, showing a video where I'm actually packing up items is going to be more difficult because I have to sell the items. So what I'm going to do is start recording clips of interesting items that I've sold, and then eventually do a compilation video where we'll go through it and I'll show you all the techniques that I'm using, so maybe that'll help you out. So let's talk about the boxes I keep in stock. This is one of the questions that I got. As somebody who sells pretty much everything they can on eBay, all kinds of different sized items, I keep a wide range of boxes in stock. Now, I know a lot of people dumpster dive for their boxes so they don't have to spend money. If you want to do that, that is certainly an option. For me, I was doing that in the beginning and eventually got to the point where it was just too stressful if you're selling, a few items every day to find boxes. So it's just easier for me to buy the boxes and keep them in stock. And you don't have to buy that many boxes because of this tool right here, which I've talked about before. This is a box scorer, so you can resize boxes. Like I use this one right here for shoes a lot, and if the shoes are going to take the whole box, which they never do, I can just adjust this. I go through, I cut it down, cut the sides, and it's good to go. And you may say, Wick, why don't you just buy smaller boxes? Well, a lot of times smaller boxes cost more than the larger boxes. This is a box size I get at Walmart, 12 by 8 by 10, and I believe these are 88 cents. This is one of the sizes I use the most because I'm shipping medium-sized boxes. And I'm not sure if every Walmart has the same sizes in stock. There's so many different Walmarts around that are different, but I buy them online as well. You buy enough boxes, you get free shipping anyway. Or if you have the Walmart Plus or whatever where you get free shipping, you just order them and they arrive within like a day. Here are a couple other sizes from Walmart. The 15 by 12 by 10s. This is probably the second most box I use. This is just a great size, and these, I believe, unless they've went up, are like $1.08. They might even be under $1, but it seems like they were $1.08. So not much more than this one, and it gives you much more flexibility, especially if you have, one of these tools where you can adjust the size. I like these as well for a bit longer items, 17 by 11 by 12. These also come from Walmart. You can get some larger ones from Walmart, which I don't have in this video, but they're there. But I also get some like that from Home Depot and Lowe's. I keep pretty much every size. Lowe's has an 18 by 18 by 16, very handy sized box that you can also cut down. A lot of the electronics that I sell that are more square, they fit in those 18 by 18 boxes, and I just use the score and I just cut it down to size. Also, since I have an eBay store, I get $25 every quarter to spend on shipping supplies, so I keep these smaller eBay boxes in stock. It's just nice to have smaller boxes so I don't have to cut down like this one to fit something small, right? And I also got these 10 by 8 by 8 boxes. I like those. They're a little bit shorter than these ones I get from Walmart. Also, this is a very popular one that fits a lot of shoes, 11 by 7.5 by 5.5. And I believe these are dirt cheap as well, like 80 some cents. I used to use the priority mail shoe boxes and just ship things priority mail, but priority mail is an extra $2 to $3 to ship an item. So you're better off using these boxes, pay like $1 for them, because you're saving money, even though the priority mail boxes you can get for free. So another one of my favorite size boxes, and I also have these 8 by 6 by 4s. That I get from eBay, and these are great for items. Most hats will fit in these, so I sell a decent amount of hats. Also, I save like the Amazon boxes that are about this size, also fit hats in as well. I do save a lot of boxes. I have probably 200 or 300 boxes just randomly saved. It's just a pain to dig through them and try to find used boxes if I already have these available. So right now I'm only saving boxes that are a unique size. Speaking of hats, I use poly bags to protect clothing and hats that I ship, just in case, a hole gets in the box or the bag and water gets in it or something. I feel like it's just a bit better experience for the customer because dirt and dust can get on the hat. So I just pop a hat in there, throw it in this box. It's like 8 ounces, and I ship it that way. USPS ground, almost always with a hat, right? And then I get boxes like this one. This is one of these long 36 by 4 by 4 boxes, and I'll put links for everything I'm using in the description. These boxes are actually really good, especially right now. They were dirt cheap on Amazon. I don't know if they had a sale going on or what. Price will probably go back up because these are usually $2.50 a piece to $3 buying a pack of 25, but they were like $1.61 for a pack of 25 when I bought mine here recently. So definitely worth checking out if you can get them that cheap, or you might want to hold off until maybe they'll drop again. It seems like these boxes on Amazon fluctuate a lot, or maybe you can find them on eBay cheaper. I have before, but usually find them cheaper on Amazon, it seems, at least for the better quality ones. But these ship baseball bats. You can ship golf clubs. If you have something longer, like a golf club that may be over 36 inches, which I really think they are, or whatever was over 36 inches, you can always just cut an end off and make like a cap for it to make it longer and just tape around. I do that a lot. Frankenstein boxes to make them longer. Like this 15 by 12 by 10 box, sometimes I have things taller than it. I'll just take a second one and put on top over it and just tape around. Again, I'm getting these boxes for like $1, so it's very cost effective to do that. Buying like a 15 by 12 by 10 box at like Amazon be way more than what you'd be spending at Walmart, at least last time I checked. Also, I keep some poly bags in stock. I'm actually going to start these bubble mailers, not really poly bags, but I'm going to keep a larger size in stock. I find these medium ones work for most things I'd want to ship in a bubble mailer, but sometimes I come across an item that just won't quite fit in it, and I'm like, now I got to find a box for it. And I also Frankenstein these. If something's longer or whatever, you can just put two together and tape it up and make it work, right? You just have to be kind of innovative with your shipping. Also down there, I don't know if you can see, I got some of the smaller bubble mailers, which I use for like CDs or DVDs. I have this packing paper here, which I use mostly for shoes. When I pack shoes, I like to wrap one shoe in it so they don't rub up against each other and, cause scuffing, especially with dress shoes. Kind of keeps them from bouncing around a lot in the box. Sometimes I use a second sheet just to pack it in, but I use the box score to cut it down to fit the shoes pretty well. Also, it is good for just packing material for smaller items, but the big packing material I use is this right here. You get these at like Home Depot, kind of like construction paper, very heavy. Doesn't take much at all to fill the void of a box so an item's not bouncing around or to protect it. Highly recommend using this stuff if you're shipping all kinds of larger items. Also, bubble wrap. I use these medium-sized bubbles for a lot of electronics and breakable things. I get all my bubble wrap from American Bubble Boy. I have a link in the description for that as well. I've been using them now for 2 or 3 years. No complaints at all. High quality bubble wrap. Very good prices, even though the prices have went up a little bit this past year. Not done any research to see if there's any better sources. I'm sure there is, but I've tried a lot of different bubble wrap, and this is the highest quality for the price that I've found. I get these big rolls, even though this is almost gone. Like, they're really big, the rolls that come. And I think they have some sort of rewards program I don't even pay attention to, where you get bubble points or something, so you can eventually get free shipping supplies or whatever. I need to look. I probably have a lot of points. As for tape, I have been using the tape you get from American Bubble Boys. It's a good tape, a good deal. Now, I also have a bunch of tape I got on clearance that I'm trying to burn through, so I haven't bought any American Bubble Boy. That's what this is. But tape, I don't really have a go-to tape other than American Bubble Boy. Usually I find it cheap somewhere on clearance or on sale. I found it at garage sales. It's kind of weird. It just seems like I always have a source of tape. However, I am getting low, so I'm probably just going to order it from American Bubble Boy because why not? It's good tape. I've used it before. And over here in this corner, I do keep pretty much every size priority mail boxes. If you're not familiar, you get free priority mail boxes from the US Postal Service. You can only ship priority mail using these. Priority mail costs more than Ground Advantage in most postal services. It used to be beneficial because you got like $100 insurance on it, and the old ground shipping just wasn't very good. But since Ground Advantage has come along, I've pretty much never shipped priority mail. Unless it's something going close, I don't have the right size box, then I might use it. Sometimes with certain size shoes or whatever, I might use it because the shoe boxes are great. But still, I like to keep every size in stock because some people want things faster and they'll ask for priority. I know a lot of people say, well, you can just wrap it with the construction paper over there and hide the fact that it's a priority mail box and ship it however you want. You're not supposed to do that. You make an agreement when you take those, so that's going to be totally up to you if you want to do something like that. But for me, generally at this point, using the Walmart boxes and shipping Ground Advantage or FedEx has been the cheapest by far. So I just have a scale. I actually have a couple of scales, a more heavy duty one, and this one works fine. You can get scales from pretty much anywhere, all kinds of different kinds. In fact, I'm only using this one because I think I got it at a garage sale cheap or something. Not even the best scale. The Rollo printer, I've talked about this a lot on my channel. It's a thermal printer, so you don't use ink. I absolutely love this thing. I used to print them out and tape them on the box Once I got these thermal label printer labels going, it's so much easier. Saves so much time and headache. The ink doesn't smear because it's thermal. Been using this for years now. I have a couple reviews about this and even the wireless version on my channel if you're curious more about the Rollo printer. There's also some, off-brand ones that I hear are pretty good because the Rollo is, pretty expensive, so you might want to check those out if you don't want to buy the Rollo. But I've had zero complaints, zero issues with this thing, so I love it. And I tried a Dymo label printer like this before, and it was just awful. It just did not work right almost ever. So nothing but good things to say about Rollo. And no, I'm not sponsored by Rollo or anything. Just some other tools that I have here, like the shoe freshener, just to give a spray. Febreze probably works better and it's cheaper because this stuff's pretty expensive. I'm going to start using just Febreze, like just the Walmart brand Febreze. Just makes it a bit more pleasant, I guess. Don't use anything too offensive with the Febreze because some people just don't like their shoes to smell weird, right? But used shoes do have the used shoe smell a lot. Using this stretch wrap is good if you need to put some around a board game, because you don't want to tape a board game so it doesn't come apart, right? The boxes, because you could damage the box. You just wrap some of this around it. Or if you need to pack something tighter together, like dishes or something, it's good to use this first. Paper towels, hand sanitizer, stuff like that. Pins, scissors. We don't need to talk about that. It's just basic stuff. I can mention this light again, though. I mentioned it in another video. It's really nice. It has this long arm you can attach your phone to that swivels out. I'll probably use this when I'm making the clips for the packing videos because I can swing that out and put my camera on there, be hands-free, and just, have it recording down to show you everything. But it's good for photos. It has a really good light on it. I think it was only like $30 or $40 for it. Well made. Here's something else I've talked about a lot is the photo booth I use. I use the Amazon Basics photo booth. I've tried probably 6 or 7. I've had companies send me this stuff before to test out, and I've always kept with this one. It's just so easy to unfold and put together. I recently... Well, not that recent. I guess it's probably been about a year, but I did a video about this, showed how it worked and everything, so you can probably find that on the channel. This one's more expensive too. It fluctuates between $80 and like $120, but I guarantee you, after using some of the other ones, this one is much better for a long-term investment. And I just have one of these ring lights as well to bring light in the front. I also use it, if I need to take photos of like clothing on the floor. Then I use the eBay like AI where it removes the background, makes it all white. So it's pretty good to take photos on the floor or something like that. And of course I use it for like haul videos to help with the lighting as well. But very handy if you're taking a lot of photos or videos for your eBay listings. So I'm trying to be thorough here and just kind of talk about everything I can think of. You got these totes here, and I get these totes at Walmart. I'm trying to uniform all the totes for my storage. These are $6.98 at Walmart, at least where I am, and they stack very well. Most totes that you buy, once you start stacking over 2 to 3 boxes, or 2 to 3 totes, the lids start collapsing. This newer design of them, you can stack 4. I usually do 4 high, but you can do 5 high if there's not anything really heavy in them. And the bottom boxes are not going to collapse. And it's about the cheapest tote option you can have. Of course, I use the clear totes for stuff I have listed. That way I can find it easier and such. Something else that is very handy are these microfiber cloths. And you can get these on Amazon. You can get like 24, maybe it's 32 for like $6 or something. And a lot of times I just use these and throw them away rather than try to wash them because I use them to clean the electronics and stuff like that. And since they're microfiber, you don't have to worry about it, scratching anything up. They're great for shoes, plastics, glass, and of course, I've talked about this stuff before. I guess we're just going to talk about everything I use today, right? Might as well. We're making the video. This Easy Cleaner. Great for shoes, great for electronics. What's great about it is it foams up really nice. It wipes off clean. It's not like dish detergent or something that leaves like a sticky residue. No sticky residue with this stuff. It dries without leaving any staining. So I love using this stuff as well. Got a foam head just for like hats. I just think it's a bit better presentation. It holds them open. Makes them look nicer. Got this on Amazon too. Don't even remember what I paid for it. I'm sure it wasn't that much. Over here, I got my hair dryer mounted. I was talking about this in a video recently. Hands-free hair dryer to remove stickers and stuff from products is great because the heat will make the sticker easy to peel off. And then I use a Scotty peeler to get up under there and get the sticker off. Also, it gets really hot, so it helps not burning your hands having one of those. Here's the Scotty peeler I was talking about. Just one of these. Great to get the label off. And then I use Goo Gone just to get the sticky part off. Paper towel wipes it right off. A few more items. I recently talked about these holographic serial void stickers that I'm putting on electronics. Taking a picture of the serial number. If the person tries to remove it, it will leave the void on there. This is just to help deter people from opening electronics that you sell and taking parts out. If they still want to do it, they're still going to do it. But hopefully if they see this on the listing, they'll figure it's not worth the trouble because you're trying to protect yourself. And you can get like 300 of those for like $8. Just no reason not to use them. Here's a black light. Use this if you want to shine it on like glassware that might be, oh geez, my mind just went blank. What do they call it? Where it has a green glow. You know what I'm talking about. Geez, I can't remember. But you can shine it on the dishes and it will glow like green. If it's, I want to call it atomic ware for some reason. It's not, like, what is it called? Anyway, I keep one of these in the car just in case I need it. I don't keep it in my pocket or anything. I just have one in here. One of my favorite tools, I had a dedicated video about this a few years ago. Very handy if you're selling electronics, you need to test stuff. It has all these different adapters and you just plug the tip in for whatever size you need. These are only like $14 or something for the set, so super worthwhile. That way you can test stuff. If it works, then you can actually buy a replacement adapter or whatever, change the voltage there. Very handy tool. And then another adapter, which I'm going to have to buy a new one because I don't know what happened to it, is one that plugs into the cigarette lighter. It's just got that end on it, but it's a power supply, so you can plug it into the wall and then check GPS units or CB radios or whatever might use that don't actually plug in. Also very handy. If you're going to be selling a lot of shoes, this strong boot glue is good because eventually you're going to come across a pair where the sole is starting to come apart. You just want to put a little bit of glue on there. So very handy to have if you're selling shoes or anything used like that. I also use this shoe riser to photograph shoes. I think it makes the photos look a lot nicer. And also it saves on photos because you want to take a photo of each side of the shoe. So I can take one photo, get two sides, take another photo, get the other two sides. Just overall nicer in my opinion. I mentioned this many times on the channel, the Doc Martens Wonder Balsam. If you got any leather shoes, boots, they get the scuffs on the toes, some damage, some wear. This cleans it up, makes them look like new. You can even use it on stuff like baseball gloves if you wanted to. I typically don't clean my baseball gloves unless it's something very special. But if you sell boots even on a fairly regular basis, I think this stuff's a must. It's almost like magic. So I think that about covers it. I think we're going to talk about maybe some shipping tips here to close out the video. I know there's a lot of people new to shipping. I have done a shipping video in the past. Might want to check that out where I talk about ground advantage and all that stuff. But generally, you don't want to ship priority mail unless there's a good reason to. Ground advantage works pretty well. FedEx works well. For more medium to large size boxes, shipping a baseball bat or anything long like this, don't use ground advantage. Certainly don't use priority mail. Shipping this USPS, a baseball bat like this might be $33 to ship it, while on FedEx or even UPS, it might be like $8 to $12. It's a huge difference. I see people making this mistake a lot, selling baseball bats. They're all really high shipping, and they're probably wondering why they never get a sale. Well, they have USPS as the shipping for baseball bats. Don't do that. Also, with ground advantage, there's still like $100 insurance. If you want to have more insurance, you can just buy the extra insurance over $100. It's usually like $3 or $4. I usually don't do this because I'm getting the items cheap. If I'm selling something like $400 or $500, I'll pay the extra insurance just in case. When you ship something, the biggest trick to it arriving safely is to pack it very tight. You don't want any void fill, so you have to fill it with either bubble wrap or the construction stuff back here that I used, the paper. Use a box score to cut it down so it's as low as possible. That way you're not spending money on packing materials to fill that void. Always wrap stuff in bubble wrap. Make sure the corners are protected. Boxes are going to get dropped and bounced around and thrown around. They're not going to treat your boxes kindly at these shipping services. People ask me if I ship hats in bubble mailers. I do not. I always ship them in boxes. No one wants a flattened hat that they spent $80 on or something, right? In a bubble mailer. Sometimes you can ship shoes. Like if I sell a pair of shoes I got for $1 at a rummage sale and I sold them for like $12-15 and they fit in one of these, I might ship them that way. It's usually fine. Never ship anything like dress shoes in a bubble mailer. Any kind of collectible where if the box or the packaging gets damaged, people are going to be upset. Though I would ship something like, a water filter for a refrigerator or something in one of these, because if the box gets a little crushed or beat up, the person's not going to care. It's not a collectible. They're not putting it on their shelf. Shipping sandals and bubble mailers usually do that as well. It can save some money. Clothing, of course, I actually ship in poly bags, which I have poly bags over in there. I don't use them too often, but I'll put them in, one of the poly bags and put them in a shipping poly bag, which is more like this, just without the bubbles. They're a bit cheaper, so clothing, not a big deal like that. Anything breakable, if it's really valuable and you can, it's best to box it up and then put it in a second box. So you're double boxing it, and then you have the box in the middle and it's surrounded by packing material, so it's kind of like just hovering in the middle, packed very tightly. That's going to be your best bet in shipping anything breakable. Now, sometimes with the bubble wrap and everything, it makes the box really big and it's just not cost effective. If you're selling like some dishes for $20 or $30 and you having to pay $20 some in packing materials to ship something like that, in my opinion, it's best just to use one box and pack it up best you can. Usually it's going to make it there, and if it doesn't, you just have to give the return. Totally up to you, but anything that's, big money, of course, I'm going to double box it. I don't think I talked about this box here. One of my favorite box sizes, these 18 by 14 by 12s, and this is what I use for almost all my VCRs, combo units, and electronics in that size. I wrap them in the big bubble wrap and then use the box score to cut it down. This is one of those situations where if I was to buy a box that was actually 6 or 7 inches tall, where I wouldn't have to cut it down, it would cost more than these. So having this large box that I can cut down or size however I want at a cheaper price is just much more flexible and just makes more sense to buy these rather than trying to buy the perfect size box. I think that about covers it for this video. I'll make some actual video clips where I'm shipping out the different types of products and how I pack them, just to show you exactly how it's done. That'll come in the future. Hopefully I can have it done in a month. The good sales keep coming in. I'm sure I'll get a nice variety. If there's any more questions you have, maybe stuff I missed, let me know in the comments. I'll try to answer them, but hopefully this is a good amount of information for anyone new, or maybe even if you're seasoned, you get some better ideas with the boxes, buying them from Walmart, because that's been very helpful for me. But if you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button for me. Make sure you're subscribed. I really do appreciate you taking the time to watch. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, flipping_junk. And this has been Wick. Till next time.